Hey there. I noticed you've been quite hesitant to speak English lately. Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's just that I've been feeling really nervous about speaking English. I'm afraid I'll make mistakes and sound silly.
I totally get that. It can be intimidating, especially if it's not your first language. But you know what? Making mistakes is a natural part of learning. It's how we improve.
I know, but it's embarrassing when I stumble over my words or forget vocabulary in the middle of a conversation.
Trust me, everyone goes through that phase. Even native speakers mess up sometimes. What's important is that you keep trying. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become.
I guess you're right. It's just hard to shake off that fear of being judged.
I totally understand. But think about it this way. Every time you speak English, you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and growing as a person. And the people who matter won't judge you for trying.
That's true. I just wish I could overcome this fear faster.
It takes time, Ben. Rome wasn't built in a day, and fluency in a language doesn't happen overnight. But every small step you take gets you closer to your goal.
I appreciate the pep talk. I'll try to be more proactive about practicing English, even if it means making mistakes along the way.
And if you ever need someone to practice with, or just to lend an ear, I'm here for you.
That means a lot to me. I'll definitely take you up on that offer.
Remember, we're all in this together. And with a supportive community backing you up, there's nothing you can't achieve.
You're right. I won't let fear hold me back anymore. I'm ready to face it head on and become the confident English speaker I know I can be.
That's the attitude. I have no doubt you'll succeed. Just keep pushing forward, one conversation at a time.
Ava, I feel much better already.
Now, let's practice some English together, shall we?
That sounds like a plan. Ava, where should we start?
How about we start with some simple topics? Maybe we could talk about our favorite hobbies or the last movie we watched.
That sounds manageable. I'll go first. One of my favorite hobbies is cooking. I love experimenting with different ingredients and flavors.
That's awesome. What's your signature dish?
Hmm, I'd say my signature dish is a homemade lasagna. I learned the recipe from my grandmother, and I've been perfecting it over the years.
That sounds delicious. Lasagna is one of my favorites too. Do you use any special ingredients or techniques?
Well, I like to make my own tomato sauce from scratch using fresh tomatoes, garlic, and herbs. It adds a lot of flavor compared to store-bought sauce.
I've never tried making my own sauce before. Do you have any tips for someone who wants to give it a try?
Definitely. The key is to let the sauce simmer for a while to let all the flavors meld together. And don't be afraid to taste and adjust the seasoning as you go. So, what about you, Ava? What's one of your favorite hobbies?
Well, I'm really into photography. I love capturing moments and expressing myself through images.
That's fascinating. Do you have a favorite subject to photograph?
I'm drawn to landscapes and nature scenes. There's something so peaceful about being out in nature and capturing its beauty through my lens.
That sounds like a wonderful way to spend your time. Do you have any favorite locations to photograph?
I'm lucky to live near some beautiful hiking trails and parks, so I often find inspiration right in my backyard. But I also love traveling to new places and discovering hidden gems to photograph.
That must be so rewarding. I've always admired photographers who can capture the essence of a place in a single image.
Thank you, Ben. It's definitely a passion of mine. And speaking of travel, have you been to any interesting places recently?
Not recently, but I've always wanted to visit Japan. I'm fascinated by the culture, the food, and the stunning landscapes.
Japan sounds amazing. I've heard the cherry blossoms in spring are absolutely breathtaking.
Yes, they are. It's definitely on my bucket list to experience Hanami, cherry blossom viewing, in Japan someday.
Well, I hope you get the chance to fulfill that dream soon, Ben. And who knows, maybe by then, you'll be confidently speaking English while exploring all that Japan has to offer.
I'm sure I'll get there. And hey, maybe we can even practice some Japanese together before I go.
Ben, learning Japanese together would be a fun adventure.
Absolutely, Ava. It's amazing how language opens up new opportunities for connection and understanding.
You're so right, Ben. In fact, our conversation right now is a perfect example. We're bridging cultural and linguistic barriers through the simple act of talking to each other.
It's truly remarkable how language has the power to bring people together, regardless of where they come from or what they believe.
Definitely. And Ben, your willingness to confront your fear of speaking English head on is incredibly inspiring.
It hasn't been easy, but I've realized that growth often lies on the other side of fear.
That's a profound insight, Ben. It reminds me of a quote by Nelson Mandela. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it.
That's a powerful quote, Ava. It's a reminder that fear is a natural part of life, but it's how we choose to respond to it that defines us.
Exactly. And by facing our fears and pushing ourselves out of our comfort zones, we not only grow personally, but also inspire others to do the same.
Absolutely. I hope that by sharing our conversation, we can encourage others who may be struggling with similar challenges to take that first step towards overcoming their fears.
I couldn't agree more, Ben. The journey of self-improvement and personal growth is one that we all embark on, and it's important to support each other along the way.
Indeed, we're all in this together, navigating the ups and downs of life, learning from each other, and striving to become the best versions of ourselves.
Well said, Ben. And I have no doubt that with your determination and positive attitude, you'll continue to make great strides in your English proficiency.
Thank you, Ava. Your encouragement means a lot to me. And hey, if there's ever anything I can do to support you in your own journey, just let me know.
We're here to lift each other up, celebrate our successes, and learn from our setbacks.
Absolutely. Together, we can conquer any challenge that comes our way and emerge stronger and wiser on the other side.